welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I apologize for that break. Again, I just needed a moment to rehydrate myself. I see the chat. Hydrate the light, liquefy the light. Oh, I needed some water inside me. I needed a moment to get some water, to hydrate myself, and to get ready for our next semifinals. If you're just tuning in, here and now, then we are in the House Open Cup number 9. This is your bi-weekly dose of Polish StarCraft. To be transparent here, these events are, well, this is a replay cast. These events occurred less than 24 hours ago. They occurred last night. Unfortunately, I was unable to cast it live at the time, so we're catching up via replays. And already we had a pretty big upset. I apologize if I didn't emphasize it enough earlier, but we casted our first semifinals. We had Geralt in Spirit and Geralt 2.0 Spirit. That is crazy, by the way. That is wild. Spirit is the best player in all of Poland, and Spirit has been popping off in EPT Spring. He always has been having a very, very good, very solid, very deep run in the EPT regionals for the European region. So again, Spirit is one of the best players in all of Europe. So for Geralt to bring him down is impressive, very impressive. And again, we always champion, we always give a lot of love to both Geralt and Krystianer. They've both been improving over the past couple of years. We've been fortunate and lucky enough to watch them improve over the past couple of years as well. And nowadays, every now and then, Geralt, he can pop off, he can bring down these big players. It's all about how often he can do it, though. It's all about consistency. I have to say the same about Krystianer as well, but what I will say is that Krystianer has been consistent. Over the past month, week after week after week, we've seen Krystianer pop off and take down players like Raynor, take down players like Showtime, like these big names in the region, even outside of that. Nightmare, he took down Nightmare 2 weeks in a row. Even 3.0 Nightmare like 2 weeks ago. It was wild seeing Krystianer 3.0 Nightmare. So his PvP has been refined, but PvP is kind of the matchup of the Protoss region, of the Polish region. There's so many Protoss players in Poland. Krystianer, PAPI, Art, Geralt, Mana, to name a few, Ziomek, Rodzin. So we'll see who advances on to face off against Geralt in the finals. Both Krystianer and PAPI are both finalists of the House Open Cup, at least in the past. Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be who faces off in that final series, in that final PvP? Game 1 will be on Oceanborn. Let's go. See in chat, hello, Droptimus, hello. ¿Qué tal, cómo estás? Welcome, Droptimus. I see Noam Chomsky in the chat, Senju as well. Ahí están, Easy Phil, Cyberjohn, Gobio. Bienvenidos. Sidecons as well. Hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Hope you've all been having a great night here as we are settling into our second semifinals of the tournament. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Berserker Esports. It is PAPI. It's my boy. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the other Polish Protoss, the blue one, representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. Hi, PAPI. Now, I know I was hyping up and talking a lot about Geralt and Krystianer in the leading into this, but PAPI is also an amazing player in his own right. PAPI has also had a deep run where he was also able to make it to the finals of the House Open Cup. I want to say it was House Open Cup number 4, number 5. It was earlier on in the season. I just need to find it. Just need to come across it here. But yeah, PAPI was also able to pop off himself. There we go, I'm just double checking. It was House Open Cup number 5, where PAPI, he took down Geralt, and he also went up against a Laser in the grand finals. And I believe they had a rematch a couple of weeks after that. Was it number 7 where they had a rematch? No, sorry, it was number 6 where PAPI actually won the entire event. PAPI took down Rodzin 2-0, and he took down Krystianer 3-0 as well. Very impressive. So again, PAPI, he has been actually improving himself. He hasn't been as active as the other players. What I mean by that is that PAPI, he hasn't really been too active outside of these regional tournaments, or outside of these like Polish only tournaments. PAPI, he's not active like in Sparkling Tuna Cups. He's not as active in in WTL, representing Berserker Esports. Yeah, PAPI, he's just been a little bit less active here. It's possible that maybe he just, this is what he does in his free time, and he has, more IRL commitments, which would make sense. but I do wish that we could see more of him, and here we have him against Krystianer. And in game 1, Krystianer popping off with a proxy Stargate. Now, this is not an all-in. Bear that in mind, this is not an all-in. PAPI has scouted across the map. He does confirm that the pylon is missing, by the way, and he is looking for that pylon. He's scouring the edge of the map. He's checking the linear 4th base. He's heading on over, sorry, linear 5th base, checking over towards a 4th location, and it looks like PAPI, he will scout the proxy. Big moment here, big scout for PAPI. Bearing in mind, though, he had not just 1, but 2 probes out on the map. So that is how much less mining time for PAPI. At the same time, Stalkers, they move out. It was a double Stalker opener. He's going for the pylon, and he will shut down the Stargate, at least initially. Meanwhile, reinforcements are on the way. Adepts are on the way. Probe as well to repower the Stargate. This was a big investment here by Krystianer, and he has to make use of it. Pylon goes down, but here come the Adepts. Towards the bases, towards the mineral lines. Probe is going to be shut down. Shield battery is cancelled. The pylon is cancelled. The Adepts, they don't make it into the main. They are forced to shade back. Backup probe has arrived. Going to be repowering that Stargate. PAPI, it looks like he's aware. Oh, is he? Oh, God. Oh, there we go. He is aware. He does focus on the probe. Probe goes down. Adepts, they shade back in. The wall is a wall. PAPI does hold onto his main. And so far, this has been a really good start here for our red Polish Protoss player. Our blue Polish Protoss has been struggling that much more. Behind this, getting into his own Robo follow-up into Immortal production. I say into Immortals, this should be for a Prism first. The reason why I say that is because Krystianer's behind. He invested into a proxy pylon, he invested into hidden tech, and it did not pay for itself. Something more important here than being safe, which would be with Immortals, is to get some damage done across the map with a Prism. What the Prism does is that it allows these Adepts to get into the main. You can drop the Adepts right into the mineral line and you can pick off some probes and get ahead. Or catch up even. For now, Observer first here from Krystianer. Adepts who are being forced back. They do manage to shade away though, towards the center of the map. PAPI is just in position though. Is going to be able to get an extra volley off, but having a hard time keeping up. It looks like the Adepts, they will shade out. They will get away. It's going to be the Immortal first, not the War Prism. Okay, so this tells us, yeah, that he's playing more macro-oriented. We are settling into a more Immortals. 3rd base is on the way. Krystianer, he's not looking for some economic damage. Instead, he's trying to be greedy here by taking a faster 3rd and stabilizing back at home. PAPI yet to confirm this. Looking at his vision, PAPI, he has not seen the base. He hasn't seen the main base either. He's not fully aware of what the follow-up is. PAPI's in the dark. I'm a little bit surprised that we have not seen the Hallucination Scout yet. Speaking of, there it is now, but this does feel a little bit late from our red Protoss. He is moving out though, and looking at the units tab, we have 8 Stalkers to 1 Stalker and 1 Immortal, but the shield battery is halfway done. Additional Warpins are coming as well. I love the Hallucination here on that Immortal. Can tank a volley here from these Stalkers. Stalkers have arrived. Blink is not done yet. Finishing up in 10 seconds. That's still a long ways away. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Blink is now done. Do we get into the main? Oh, we do. We bust into the main base. Just barely. We force the recall. And we're not going to get much done here. We have to blink down to the low ground. But we can try to focus on some of these Stalkers. We get 1. We get 1 Stalker. We get 3 probes. 4 probes even. Oh, but we bleed out a Stalker as well. Another best trade from PAPI. But he did at least get some full workers. And he needed to. Because of this, that fast 3rd, it's paying for itself. Krystianer, he is down in workers, but he's quickly catching up. As he's making 3 probes at a time, you can see PAPI reinforced. Looking at the units tab once again, PAPI still has and maintains that Stalker lead. Blink is done, of course. Blink, not done at all for Krystianer. PAPI has to be very careful with how he does engage. That Immortal count getting higher and higher. We have 2 Immortals, soon to be 3 Immortals here for Krystianer. That's a hefty army. Hallucination confirms the size of the army as well. Does get eyes on the 3rd Immortal. Big scout. At the same time across the map, ooh, Adepts a shade in. And we force a recall as well. This is a big move here from Krystianer. He gets 3 probe kills. Adept stays shade into the natural. We do manage to get 5 probe kills. Oh my god. 6 even. 6 workers go down. And just like that, Krystianer is now ahead. He's ahead in the economy, ahead in workers. He also has a massive amount of immortals that he's working with as well, which will work wonders against these stalkers. And we're getting to Glaives. Now, Glaives is going to be a big timing on 3 bases. It's a really strong way to be aggressive and to dive on this army. But I believe PAPI hits first. Glaives is not even halfway done. And here comes PAPI, right through the center with Blink Stalkers, with Charge Lots, with Force Fields as well. And there's no way to break those Force Fields. We dive on that Shield Battery. Overcharge. Not going to be a factor in this fight. Would you focus on one of those immortals? There's still 2 left. The Charge Lot's doing a great job here at tanking shots. Sorry, did I say 2 left? 3 left, as I didn't quite see that 3rd immortal in the back line. Krystianer does hold. And Glaives is almost done. That's a lot of adepts. That is a lot of adepts here for Krystianer. But PAPI reinforcing. Still down in workers, not taking any extra gases. So PAPI is just doubling down on mass zealots, as he's only on 2 gases back at home. So PAPI's pretty all in. He's pretty committed here. There are so many adepts to clean up these zealots. Yeah, these zealots then melting through the adepts. GG gets called as Krystianer. He holds. And Krystianer takes game number 1. GG. Very nicely done there by Krystianer to bounce back in this game. As a reminder, it all started with the proxy being shut down. The proxy did no damage. And how do we bounce back from a failed proxy, from a failed opener, outside of a little bit of adept harass? But more important than that was our transition there. To get into a fast 3rd base, to prioritize immortal production. What that meant was Krystianer didn't really have any map presence. He had no way to be aggressive on the map. If you remember, he never even attacked that game. Yes, he did harass with some adepts, that is true, but his main army never moved out. He was the defender the entire time, and it was PAPI trying to break his defenses. Krystianer had no way of being active. He didn't have Blink, didn't have any Phoenixes, didn't have any Warp Prism either. He was just stuck at home defending, and PAPI kind of played into him. He played into Krystianer, you know? Krystianer wanted to fight on his terms, and PAPI kept giving it to him. Instead of maybe PAPI being a little bit greedier, taking it like after getting ahead, maybe just gaining map control and expanding and teching, working on upgrades, working on a 3rd, working on a 4th, taking gases. PAPI was a little bit too aggressive there, and it did feel like he played into Krystianer's hands in that game. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Krystianer leading the series 1-0. Let's go. Let us go, as game 2 is going to be on Alcyone. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alcyone, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Berserker Esports down in the series, looking to bounce back. It is PAPI. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0. It is Krystianer. Where is PAPI from? Where is PAPI from? PAPI is from Poland. PAPI's from Poland. Again, the House Open Cup. This tournament is, it says it's an open cup, but it is open only to those in Poland. It's a Polish-only event. PAPI, despite having a Latin American name, one of these days I need to ask PAPI where he got his name from. I need to know. But there has to be a story there. There has to be. It's so odd. I like it. Obviously, I like it. I need to know. The town of Poland in Texas, right? No. Town of Poland in Peru. It has to be in Latin America somewhere. It's the only thing that makes sense. As we do see Krystianer moving out with his probe now. As a reminder, in game 1, Krystianer did go for a real proxy. He proxied his pylon, went for a Stargate on PAPI's side of the map. This time we go for another proxy pylon. This time though, it is on Krystianer's side of the map instead. Ooh, PAPI doing the same thing. Okay. So what's happening here is that PAPI's going for a fake proxy. He mines through these minerals and is going for a fake proxy to try to force Krystianer to overreact. Krystianer keeps his probe with his pylon, so it looks like he wants to commit to some hidden tech. And there it is, another Stargate open. Now, as we mentioned in the previous game, Proxy Stargate is not an all-in. It is a proxy, yes, but it is designed to get you ahead. The goal here is to get into Oracle production, to get into the mineral line, to kill some probes, and to get ahead in the economy that way. Last game, Krystianer couldn't really make use of it. This time, it looks a little bit more secure. It looks unlikely for PAPI to scout this. Meanwhile, probes got from Krystianer. Again, he has not checked the main base, so this fake proxy pylon didn't really come into play. Because Krystianer didn't scout, he had no reason to believe that there wasn't any kind of proxy. So this opener, less than ideal here for PAPI. Going for his expansion, probe gets found out. At the same time, though, I should also emphasize that PAPI also didn't scout. He also doesn't know that there's a fake or a real proxy pylon out there, so he should be playing safe. Should be. We have a shield battery here at the natural, we have stalkers out, sentries soon thereafter. We have a pylon on the way. Okay, so this pylon should be for a shield battery in the main, but the Oracle's on the way. Are we going to get our defenses up in time? How much damage is this Oracle going to get done? Here come the Adepts. First things first, Adepts, they have arrived. We do force field them out, so we do wall them off with that shield battery. Good reaction here from PAPI. Krystianer coming in with his Oracle. And making his way towards the main base. The army a little bit out of position, but never mind. We do pivot back. Fall back here to the mineral line. We are in position in time, and the Oracle gets no damage done. Whew. The Oracle doesn't get a single probe. At the same time, Adepts, they do fail to get in. Or as I say that, there is no backup shield battery. The Adepts, they don't quite commit to the shade, though. There's plenty in the main base. PAPI is safe and sound. But now we have a second Oracle. And two Oracles, one-shot probes. Can threaten these bases. The Adepts commit. We force field the ramp. But that's a double-edged sword, because that also means that PAPI is locked away from his natural base. Probes are being hunted down, and we cannot get access. The shield battery. The shield battery. The force field. I keep saying that. Force field does zone PAPI away. 7 probes go down. Ay, ay, ay. So, again, the force field did allow the Adepts to go down, but it also meant that PAPI could not save his workers. And that is brutal. That is 7 probes going down. Krystianer takes a worker lead. Behind this, Blink. Blink is on the way for Krystianer. Likewise, Blink is on the way for PAPI. But Krystianer does maintain his lead. And what else is scary is that these Oracles, they are full HP. They have shields, they have HP, they can go in, they can get even more damage done. It's not over. Not yet. As they get 1, 2 more probes here in the main base, they get a 3rd probe as well. And they will escape. Both Oracles escape, they can regenerate their shields, regenerate their HP, or not their HP, but their shields and their energy. They can dip back in once again. So PAPI's in a bit of trouble. He's in a bit of trouble right now. We're going for a proxy across the map. This makes sense. Do we go for a 2-base all-in? We have 3 gateways back at home. A 4th gateway across the map would make a lot of sense here for PAPI. And there it is. 4 gates. 2 bases. Blink. It's looking to be an all-in. Blink is about to finish. Oracles, once again, they head towards that natural. They get another probe, another 2, another 3. Oh my god! They get 3 more worker kills. And Blink is still not done. We're still 10 seconds away, but we're pushing. We're sending out everything we have. How many Stalkers? We have 12 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, and we can reinforce with 4 Stalkers at a time. Meanwhile, Krystianer investing in a 3rd base. Bold move here by Krystianer. Again, he should have noticed that there is no 3rd base from his opponent.
That one's been in for years.
He's a bit of a diva enjoyer. Shield battery's on the way. Can we defend? Robo's not done. No Immortals. And we dive on the army. We dive on the Stalkers. We do focus 2. 3 of them down already. 3 Stalkers do 4. We gain control of the 3rd. But killing this 3rd base is not good enough. We need to go more. We need to go further than that. We need to push in. Boys are being pulled. How good are the force fields? They're pretty good. The boys, they cannot engage. Ace workers go down. The pylon as well, depowering that shield battery. More probes falling. Force field once again, zoning back those Stalkers. And we have slow lots coming in to help support this army against those probes. against the Stalkers as well. Across the map, the Oracles are going ham. They're at least trying to. But PAPI, he has double the Stalker count of his opponents. Oh, now less so. But he has control of the natural. He gets 31 probe kills. And he can get the Robo. He can and he will pick off that Robo. More probes are falling though. Those Oracles are going ham. PAPI's still very all in. And he places to the main. Blinks into that main base, hunting down those Stalkers. There's 5 Stalkers left for Krystianer. We're down to 5. Down to 4. Down to 3, 2, and barely anything left here. Krystianer, he has no standing army. Shield battery is not done in time. He forced the all-in. And alas, PAPI was more than happy to accept it. Again, it was his only way out of this. GG gets called, and PAPI ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Oh. PAPI had a rough start. Again, the Oracle Harass was insane. The Oracle Harass making use of the sentries against PAPI as well, locking him out of his own natural. Going to town and getting 11 probe kills. That was crazy. And because he lost so many probes, an all-in was one of the only options. There are different forms of all-in. Maybe we could have gone for like a hidden Dark Shrine, for example, into DTs, or gone into like an immortal based all-in of some kind. But no, 4-gate, 2-base Blink Stalker out of PAPI. And Krystianer was a little bit too greedy. It wasn't just that he was getting all this damage done, it was the fact that he had delayed his Robo, so he had delayed immortal production. He had also rushed into a 3rd base and rushed into his economy and his pro production. He was so far ahead in the economy, but again, he was just over investing into that, less so into his actual defenses and his main army, and as a result, he was overwhelmed. And with that, we have a tied series. We have a 1-1 score, and that means we get an ace match. Let's go. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to game 3 on Golden Aura. Let's load in. Vámonos, vámonos. I'm catching up in the chat. A bit of a diva enjoyer. Este diva. Este Krystianer. Ay, ay, ay. It's Krystianer, it's Shin. They're the ones that come to mind. I'm shaking my head. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into our ace match and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our red Polish Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. Australia also. Yep, Australia's another one. True. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Berserker Esports, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is PAPI. Let's go. I have citizenship in the US and Portugal. Me too. Not in Portugal. I have citizenship here in Australia and also in Peru as well. I do have IDs for both countries. I don't have a Peruvian passport, but I know that I can get one. I can just like apply for one and just pick one up if I really wanted to. Does mean that technically, at least back in the day, I mean, I guess now as well, I could play and I could compete in EPT Americas, true. Did I ever play in any Latin American regional stuff? I don't think I did. I remember I could have, but I just casted everything instead. Smurge, man, smurge. Feels bad, man. Here we go. We're settling into our ace match. And again, shout out to PAPI for bringing it here to the ace match. Remember last time they faced off in H.4.0.S Open Cup, it was a 3-0 in favor of PAPI. But now Krystianer is a different kind of player. He's a different man, a different kind of Protoss, as he's been improving so much over these past months. And it's going to be double adept. This time, no proxy pylon shenanigans from either player. Double adept versus Stalker Sentry. Now, double adept is going to be more aggressive, going to be moving out across the map, shading out across, threading these mineral lines, and keeping PAPI busy back at home. Ooh, and we're doubling down on the aggression. It's going to be Adept Harass alongside Oracle Harass, as a Stargate is on the way. So Krystianer is going to be the aggressor once again. And can PAPI keep up? Can he defend? Looking at his vision, PAPI, he has not probe scattered. Ooh, that is bold.
Your wolves are getting owned.
God damn it, Krystianer. Cringed a little bit hearing that. No one says owned anymore. Anyway. Krystianer, he does end up scouting across the map. He does confirm that no pylon is missing. PAPI has no idea what is coming his way. PAPI also did not scout the first 2 units. And here we go, the Adepts, they have revealed themselves. Oh, we do wolf in time. Whew, just barely. Aye. Do we need to update Diva's voice lines with like Zoomer speak whenever the vocabulary updates? Do we? That's something we need to do? Oh no. She used to start saying smooge. What else do they say? Your probes are getting cooked. Oh. We need Asher. We need Asher to get those voice lines going. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. As an say, shade into the main. I don't know if you could hear, but I was like struggling to think of like what kids say nowadays. I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. As Adepts weren't quite able to make their way in, the Oracle's massing up here outside the base. Yes, we have our first Oracle, but fun fact, PAPI doesn't know. Never mind. PAPI hallucinated scout. He knows. We have 2 Oracles outside of the main. You can see PAPI getting in position. He has his sentries in the main base, and his natural we have Stalkers, so we're in position. We're in position to defend. As I say, that Stalkers are dragged out towards the natural base. Out into the map, Oracles do dip in. Adepts, they do wreak havoc. They do get 2 probes. Good damage so far. The Oracles, they make their way into the main. They get another 2 workers as well. 4 probes go down. Not a bad start here for Krystianer. Bad start. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for a proxy Dark Shrine. Oh my god. Okay. Talk about aggression here. It's not just the Adepts. It's not just the Oracles. The Oracles are still alive, by the way. Still threatening that main base. I'll be trying to keep up. But last we have the Invisible Man as well. Invisible Man on the way. Thankfully, there is a robo in production. Hopefully, we can get some detection going. Otherwise, PAPI is going to be in some trouble, as he does bleed out another 3 probes at the natural base. Hallucination moving out. Hallucination is going to let him know at least that Blink is on the way, but there's not much reason to really suspect there's a hidden tag outside of this. PAPI taking a 3rd. Trying to settle into the mid game. Macroing up. As the Oracles, they get another 4 probes in the main. Oof, the drive-by is insane. The Oracle takes a bit of hold damage, but they do survive. Robo's almost done, and hopefully we go Observer first. If we go for an Immortal or a Warp Prism, we're going to be in trouble. Here we go. DTs are on the way. It is going to be an Observer first here for PAPI, so he will have detection, but his army's moving out. Oh boy. PAPI going for a big counterattack, hitting the 3rd base of Krystianer. And he should force a cancel. But what is canceling a 3rd base in the face of killing probes? Because here comes the Invisible Man. Oh no. DT waddling in towards the main. PAPI going to be canceling that 3rd. We do get eyes on this. Observer does spot the DT, and we do get 1 probe kill so far, but only 1. At the same time, 2nd DT not quite committing either. Oh, he's going to the main. That's 2 Dark Templar for 1 probe. It's not worth it, but we make up for it. 4 more probes go down. The Oracles, ooh. 1 of them finally falls, but that was an extra couple of probes falling. I'm afraid to look at the units lost tab. 16 probes going down in total this game. That's an entire mineral line. And what has Krystianer really lost? Nothing really. An Oracle, 4 Adepts, 2 Dark Templar. Well worth it. I will say that these DTs haven't really been worth it, but because we've killed so many probes anyway, like, it's losses we can afford. It's Krystianer, he's rebuilding his 3rd. At least PAPI is able to get into a faster 3rd base so he can recover and recoup his losses. He can rebuild his workers that much faster. Oracle goes back in, getting another 3 probes. As we move out across the map, we do have an even Stalker count. We have those force fields. We do have that Guardian Shield as well. But the shield battery does finish up in time. Krystianer, he will defend. Let's see PAPI rotating around towards the natural. Quite commit here. We go forcing back the army, pushing it towards the natural base itself. Krystianer buying time. He has plenty of shield batteries, by the way. Does beat out a couple of probes. Taking it slow and steady. PAPI, he does have the better arc though, the better angle, the better concave. And points are being pulled. And they're being pulled from behind. Krystianer, he dives on the army. Stalkers are going down. Bearing in mind that PAPI does have a lot of his army back at home. Immortals have begun. That's going to be 11 probe kills. I was about to say that PAPI is catching up, but I stopped myself as I saw the Oracle coming back in. As despite the damage dealt, PAPI still bleeds out more probes. As PAPI backs off and both players do take a moment to breathe, to recover. So when it comes to the kind of game state that we have here, Krystianer does have the better upgrades. We have +1 that's halfway done. Meanwhile, we have PAPI with the better army going for Immortal production. First Immortal's already out, second Immortal's on the way. And that will help out when it comes to versus Stalker-based armies, but charge shots really do complicate things. Charge shots, they do such a great job at tanking not just Stalker shots, but also Immortal shots as well. As we do see PAPI working towards charge, meanwhile, Krystianer has not touched that upgrade. I'm a little bit surprised here. No charge on the way, just +1 and nothing but blink Stalkers. This is viable, but it's also quite risky. Krystianer, he will have a more mobile army compared to his opponent. PAPI, his Zealots, his Immortals, they also slow him down. It does mean that he's going to have a hard time keeping up. Krystianer can always backstab because of that. But in a head-on fight, I have to favor PAPI here. Like, if both armies clash, PAPI, he will have the better composition. +2 is now on the way. Templar Archives in production here for Archon production. And we'll see how Krystianer does engage. There we go. Charge now on the way for our red Protoss player. This is late, though. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that is this going to finish up in time, because I'm pretty sure PAPI wants to push. Yeah, here we go. The Archons are being morphed in. Krystianer does spot this with a random probe. I don't know what this probe is doing here, but he does spot the move out. And Krystianer does engage. Takes down some Zealots. Good pickoffs here by Krystianer. We do collapse here on top of the army. There's a safe strap on the high ground. A lot of Zealots going down. Before the main fight, Stasis gets triggered on one single Zealot. And PAPI collapses on the army. The Immortals in the backline doing so much damage. Overcharge trying to help out, but we do focus it down. And here come the reinforcements. PAPI, he's snowballing out of control. He breaks through the third base, gets on top of the Stalkers as well. And it looks like PAPI should have enough to at least break the third. We spoke about it, like in a head-to-head fight, PAPI, he's favored. And the mass blink Stalker Krystianer just cannot keep up. And we have to give up on the base. The Nexus does go down. We get the units tab here. We're down to 14 Stalkers. We have an even Stalker count. The problem here is that PAPI has so much more. Now there is a stasis. Oh, he sees! Oh my... PAPI! Oh my god! PAPI does bait at the stasis. Reinforcements on the way. Archons. More Zealots as well. Krystianer, he's buying time, and he does have a backup third, or he does have a fourth that he does pull back to. And there's 4 shield batteries, by the way. That Immortal getting a little bit cavalier. Ooh, we do juggle it back. Good micro there out of PAPI. Krystianer does have a bit of concave, but here come the Archons forcing back the army. They do force Krystianer back. The safety of those shield batteries. More Zealots on the way. Shield batteries running out of energy. We do have the overcharge. PAPI does have to respect it. Good juggling here. Archons were getting picked off. We're down to 2. 2 Archons left. We pick up another +2 coming in clutch here for Krystianer. Taking down Archon after Archon. And PAPI's army, it's shrinking. Army getting smaller and smaller here. Is taking a 4th base behind this. Oh, we don't quite snipe the Immortal. But PAPI has to retreat. Oh, the Archon. Archon does go down. Ooh, Immortal as well. A bit of miscontrol there out of PAPI, losing some of those units. And as the dust does settle, PAPI is ahead in workers. He still has those 2 Immortals. But Krystianer with +2 is going for a big counterattack. He's going for the 4th. Uh-oh. And PAPI, not where he needs to be. He's out of position. The 4th base, it's going to go down. That's 400 minerals down the drain. 4th base does fall. PAPI thinking about moving out across the map. His army is fragmented though. Half and half. And we do see Krystianer taking advantage of that. He does pick up an Immortal. Big pickup. This is what we spoke about how Krystianer's army is more mobile. It is just more flexible, more mobile in general. Zealot Runback comes in, going for the natural, we're going for a base trade. It's a full-on base trade at this point. It's all or nothing. The natural has been broken for PAPI. At the same time, PAPI busting into the main. Pushing into the main base, depowering that forge, not allowing +3 to finish. At the same time, +2 still in the way in the main of PAPI. Boys are being pulled, probes are going down. And we're just trying to depower as many gateways as we can. Likewise, PAPI making a final stand in the main, but he's running out of units. That's 63 probes going down. Oh, every probe is falling. Everything is on fire, and PAPI has to come back home. PAPI is down to 0 workers. Uh-oh. 0 probes left for PAPI. What you see is what you get when it comes to buildings, which means PAPI, he has to come back home. He doesn't want to, but we're going to be running out of buildings soon. And for now, he's killing every single probe, just making sure that there is no economy. And there's the recall. Recalls to the natural. And he has to come back home with the rest of his army. Like, again, overall, I want to favor PAPI in a head-to-head fight, but he split up half and half. We do force a recall. 2 armies going to be clashing. A bit of an awkward fight here for PAPI. He bleeds out an Archon. Bleeds out an Immortal. You can see Krystianer picking PAPI apart here. Yeah, most of his army wasn't a part of this. The Immortals go down. And Krystianer, with that upgrade advantage, he's doing this. He's pulling it off. Picks off more Stalkers. The Archons, they just can't reach. They can't engage. Army comes back. Krystianer, he has mining going on. Ooh, takes down the Prism as well. And PAPI is getting pulled apart. He's getting picked apart. GG gets called. Krystianer, amidst all the chaos, takes down PAPI 2-1 and advances on to the grand finals. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Krystianer coming back here. He was in trouble, by the way. Remember, after the successful push of PAPI, where he was able to kill the 3rd base, PAPI, he was up 20 probes. He was up 20 workers. He was up in Immortals and Archons. He had Chargelets as well. But if you remember, the upgrades weren't quite in his favor, and Krystianer, he was able to make great use of those Blink Stalkers, had great micro, was able to micro back against the army, force back the forces of PAPI, and counterattack and force this space trade. And in the middle of this space trade, multiple times, we saw Krystianer pick off an Archon, pick off an Immortal hero there, just pick apart and pick away at the army. Even though I still stand by it, even as the base trade was going on, if the entirety of PAPI's army fought the army of Krystianer, I think PAPI wins. But he never had that opportunity. He never had that available to him where he could have this kind of frontal engagement. He was just, yeah, having a hard time keeping up with Krystianer, and GG. GG, well played. In the midst of that base trade, in the midst of that chaos, Krystianer did come out on top and does advance on to the finals. Congratulations. Congratulations. We have our grand finals being set up as we speak. It's going to be a PvP between Krystianer and Geralt. Oh boy.